This is music, and this is a little bit different, isn't it? Welcome to another video. As you can see from the background, I am not in my usual listening room slash home office. I am actually in a hotel room in Shinjuku, Tokyo, Japan. So what in the hell am I doing here? I'm here as part of my job. For those of you who don't know, I work in the educational and research sector. I am an associate professor of cognitive linguistics. So I do serious scientific research into language and grammar. So I'm here to do some research presentations and some lectures. There was a research presentation yesterday right here in Tokyo. It went well. In a couple of days there's a research presentation in Osaka, and then a couple of days after that I have some lectures to do in Kanazawa. So I'm doing a little bit of a mini tour of Japan, and as you can imagine, I'm very busy, but I did manage to raid a couple of record stores in between all the university stuff, and I figured I would show you the things that I picked up. In this video, I will probably pick up a couple of things in Osaka and Kanazawa as well, and I will probably shoot some weird hotel room videos showing that stuff too, and I think I'll just stitch everything together into one big video. I'm just going to interrupt myself because these videos, or this genre of video I should say, will typically have footage from the record stores in question, but I don't like going around filming places. I'd rather just go into the record stores and start flipping through the records immediately, so don't expect any footage. I'm sure that there are lots of other videos on YouTube and other places where you can see footage from the record stores I'm gonna talk about. So there you go, too bad. But yeah, let me show you the things I picked up here in Tokyo. So in Shinjuku, there's a whole bunch of disc union shops. A lot of them are close to the station. So there's one kind of pretty large one that has like multiple floors. And I decided to visit that, and I stuck to the ground floor, which is Union Record, which, as far as I understand, is more like general in terms of genres, and there's a focus on vinyl records. So I went there, I picked up a couple of Japanese heavy metal records that, you know, I've been wanting to pick up for a while, some of them. Starting with this one here. So there you go, this is One Night Angel by Miyuki Hashimoto. This is a hard rock album, although maybe it doesn't look like a hard rock album. So this would be impossible to find where I live in Denmark. It seems that there are a dime a dozen here, because I already came across a handful of them. So I decided, you know, I should pick one up. Then up next we have this one here, Outrage. Now, I have to admit, I'm not sure if I'm familiar with Outrage. The name rings a bell. I think I may have a compilation with a couple of their songs on it. But, you know, I was intrigued because the name rang a bell, and it also looks kind of cool. It is an EP. So there you go. And the next one is one that I've been wanting to grab for quite a while. Sepra Bells, Sailing on the Revenge. So that's really cool. I had to grab this one. I mean, forget about finding this in Denmark. And the next one was incredibly cheap. There is a kind of a big scratch in the last track, and then you got some dirt on it that I can clean away. But it was very, very cheap, and I thought it would be fun to have it on vinyl. The Outer Mission by Sekimatsu. And it's a great album. I have it on CD. This was very cheap, and I thought, you know what? I can't help myself. I'll grab it. If it's playable, that's great. If it's not playable, it's still fun to have on vinyl, and you know, I can even display it if I want to. So that's what I picked up at Union Record. There's also Tower Records here in Shinjuku, a small one. I did go there. I thought it was very cool. I picked out some things that I could potentially pick up, but my agenda was really to go to the Shibuya one, and I actually didn't manage to just squeeze a visit in. Tower Records, Shibuya. So this is from the vinyl floor. I also picked up some things from their CD floor. So let me just show you the CDs first. Well, first actually a cassette tape. This one here. There you go. Onslaught, In Search of Sanity. Did I need this? No. I have it on vinyl. Did I want this? Yes. Why? I love cassette tapes. And I know this is blasphemy, but this is my favorite Onslaught album. So I thought, you know what? Just to say I picked up a cassette tape in Japan in Tower Records, and is that one that I actually like. So there you go. Awesome. And I decided to pick this one up here, Anthem Nucleus. One of their more recent albums. I don't know if it's the most recent one, but it's a recent album. And this is a great heavy metal band. They're veterans. They've been around for a long time, is what I'm trying to say. So excellent stuff. Glad to have it on CD. This one I'm super stoked to have. Valkyrie Zero. Thrash metal. Very, very Slayer inspired. Straightforward, no nonsense. Awesome stuff. So I had to grab this one. I think this is from this year actually. So that's cool. And the next one is a jazz album, Hiromi Yuhara, and I have to admit I forget the name of the other artist that she made this album with, but it's a jazz album. They're jazz pianists, and I'm a big fan of Hiromi Yuhara, and the version I have here is, I don't know if this is a special edition or a standard edition, I have no idea, but all other versions I have seen have Hiromi upside down. So I don't know, but I'm a big fan of hers, and I wanted to pick up something that wasn't just metal, so I grabbed this one. That is what I picked up in terms of CDs, but of course I also grabbed some vinyl from Tower Records, including this one here, Dancer in the Beginning. It's a bit of a mini album, EP perhaps. So this is one that I've been wanting to grab for a couple of years. It is, you know, available for purchase on Discogs, but I thought it's cooler to, you know, say, hey, I bought this in the wild in Japan. What are you gonna do about that? This is another one that I've been wanting to grab for quite a while, 44 Magnum Actor. They started out a heavy metal band, then they went into more hard rock, and then eventually kind of like almost like new wave, straight up rock stuff. I haven't heard all their albums, but the ones I've heard are pretty good, regardless of the style they experiment with, they work with, whatever. But this is one of the early albums. I've been wanting to grab it for a while. I saw it in Tower Records. It wasn't too expensive. Most of these are pretty cheap actually, so I grabbed it. The next one, Paranoia. I'm not sure I know this band, but it's called Come From Behind, and I thought that was just fucking hilarious. And also it looked cool. It looks kind of like a thrash album. I do think it's kind of speed metal, but I'm not sure. But I had to grab it because it's called Come From Behind, and it looks cool, and I'm sure I'll like the music. So there you go. Up next, a band that I'm a big fan of, and it's Rajas. This is Turn It Up, and it's kind of like a heavy metal band with kind of glam metal looks and elements of glam metal in their style as well. The way I discovered Rajas was I actually found a Rajas mini album in Denmark, which is kind of exceptional, in the Mephisto record shop. This, as you can see, is a former rental record. So yeah, I grabbed it. Again, it was not too expensive. And of course, I'm a fan of things that are not too expensive. And then I grabbed this one here, Tilt. And this is The Beast in Your Bed. And there's another one I've been wanting to pick up for a while. And this one actually has some stickers. And these stickers are hilarious. The first one says, "We are crazy T fucking ilt bangers. I am a cherry bastard." And that's because the vocalist calls himself American Cherry, I think. The second sticker says, "We are crazy T fucking ilt bangers. I'm a sweet pussy." Okay. But you know, good heavy metal with kind of a glam orientation as well. So yeah, definitely I'm happy with what I picked up at Tower Records. And then I decided to squeeze in a short visit to another Disc Union shop here in Shinjuku. Also close to the station, is actually in the same building as the one I went to first, you know, just a couple of doors down the street in the same building. And this one had only 2 floors, and the one floor was just rock music, all sorts of rock music, and the other floor was heavy metal and hard rock. So I told myself, you can only buy 3 items in here. And that was very difficult. But what made it kind of easy was I was kind of in a hurry. I didn't have that much time. So I grabbed some things that I'm really glad that I found. This one here, this is Dead End. This is Ghost of Romance. And it has a really cool kind of H.R. Giger-like look to it. And it looks like it could be kind of early death metal, death thrash perhaps. But it's just like straight up heavy metal. Really glad I found this one. And I also grabbed this one here, Flatbacker. I think it's called Accident, but I'm not sure. This one was super cheap, so I grabbed it. Of course I did. There you go. And the last one is kind of a controversial one. We're talking Heavy Metal Army 1. Why is it controversial? Because some of the members of the band have swastikas on their outfits here. I don't know if they were not aware of how offensive Nazi imagery is to a lot of people around the world. Or maybe they are aware of it and they just want to provoke people. But this is kind of hilarious because you have this guy, you know, Nazi imagery and stuff. You have this guy in a pilot's jumpsuit, but then he has like Nazi imagery too. And then you have this guy who looks like a hippie biker. And these 2 guys who look like they are in a disco band. Like a high energy band perhaps. So yeah, kind of controversial, but also kind of silly in that way. Musically, awesome stuff. And it's an album I've been wanting to grab for a while, so obviously I picked it up when I saw it. So definitely, if you like your heavy metal, the Disc Union shops are worth a visit, especially the one that's dedicated to heavy metal and hard rock. But the other one, Union Record, they had some pretty cool Japanese heavy metal too, and they had a lot of, you know, non-Japanese metal as well. But I was mostly interested in the Japanese metal because why would I go to Japan and pick up stuff I could pick up at home? Of course, they have Japanese pressings here, and you know they are cool. But I focused on the Japanese heavy metal records. And then the last shop that I went to here in Tokyo is one of the coolest shops I've ever been to. It's up there with Mephisto in Copenhagen. It's a shop in Nakano by the Toritsukasei station. The shop is called Toritsukasei No Bookmart. And it's a super cool shop, and the street that it's on is super cool. It just has a cool, almost like old school 80s vibe. We went to a yakiniku place and had some lunch there, and they played Duran Duran and 80s pop and 80s rock and even some Mari Hamada, and it just set the scene. Great meal we had as well, and then we went to Toritsukasei No Bookmart. Awesome shop, super cool owner, super friendly. Had a chat with him. He was a big fan of Royal Hunt, a Danish progressive power metal band, and he said, "Oh, you know Royal Hunt?" And I said, first I didn't really pick up that he said Royal Hunt, so I said, I don't know, and then he played it, and it's a Royal Hunt, yeah, of course. And I told him that I had recently sent a whole bunch of Royal Hunt CDs to Metal Marty Mac over in Ireland. So that's really cool that he was a fan of a Danish band. And he gave me a pin which says Toritsukasei No Bookmart, I think, but in a kind of Metallica logo. And then it says 1943, 1st of July. So that's super cool. Awesome shop. They have all sorts of things. It's a curiosity shop. They have books, they have manga, they have DVDs, they have plushies, they have toys, curiosities, CDs, vinyl. There's even a naughty section with some erotic stuff if you're into that. I'm not gonna judge you if you're into that. None of my business. Really, really, really cool shop. It's a shop that you really need to spend a couple of hours in, and we didn't have that long. But I bought some t-shirts. They designed their own t-shirts. I think that his wife, the owner's wife, does the t-shirt designs. So I bought 2 t-shirts. I've already packed them away though, because I'm heading out for Osaka tomorrow. But I did buy some CDs, including this one here, BZ, and this is I think it's called the 7th Blues. So it's kind of blues-based hard rock. And I was in the shop with a very good friend of mine and research collaborator who is from Japan. And he told me, this is a cool band. It's like a little bit like Aerosmith, just better than Aerosmith. So I bought this one, and the owner of Toritsukasei No Bookmart thought it was really cool. He was like, "Oh, awesome, you picked this one up." So yeah, obviously, awesome stuff. And then I grabbed this one here. This is Zombie Ritual, and it's called Dawn of the Zombie Slaughter, Tokyo Zombie Metal. As far as I understand, it's Tokyo-based zombie-themed death metal. So yeah, it was too cool to pass this one up. And then I also bought this one here, Total Laceration by Ogre, Japan. As far as I understand, this is death thrash with some metalcore elements. And I figured, I picked up so much like 80s Japanese heavy metal, so this one and Zombie Ritual, just to add some extreme metal as well to this crazy Japan haul. So there you go. This is what I picked up in Tokyo. Let's see if I end up picking up some stuff in Osaka and Kanazawa. Who knows? All right, another hotel room. This time it's in Osaka. I have a research presentation tomorrow right here in Osaka, and then right after that it's off to Kanazawa. Now obviously there's a bunch of record stores here in Osaka, and I decided to drop by another Disc Union shop very close to this hotel, because I was looking to pick up some LP-sized sturdy bags for transporting vinyl basically. I did find what I was looking for, and I also decided to pick up just 3 CDs, which I will show you now. So the first one is this one here. This is a Ningen Isu album. It looks like it's an older release of theirs. I'm a fan of Ningen Isu, but they have a quite substantial discography, so I do not know what this sounds like. I have not heard this one before. But I'm very excited to giving it a spin, of course. I also picked up this one here, also Ningen Isu. I don't know where this is in their discography. I don't know what it sounds like, because this is another one I have never heard before. But I'm very excited to give this one a listen too. Their style to me, it's kind of doom metal, doom rock perhaps. It's kind of a mix of doomy sounding music and hard rock and heavy metal, some psychedelia in it as well. There's some 70s hard rock going on too. There's some alternative rock, there's some progressive rock. So it's kind of a cool mix of different genres within the rock and metal world. But to me, most of the stuff I've heard sounds kind of doomy. So I look forward to checking this one out to see what that sounds like. And then the last CD I bought in this disc union is this album by Outrage. It is Life Till Death. And I haven't heard this one before, but since I picked up an Outrage vinyl, when I was in Tokyo, I saw this one here. It was only 300 yen, so I decided, I'll grab it. So there you go. I also went to Tower Records. I didn't pick anything up there, but they had stuff I would like to have picked up. And then there was, in the same building actually, a shop, I think it was called Vox Music, which was also a really cool record store. They had some cool used metal CDs and some cool used heavy metal albums. They had a somewhat respectable Japanese heavy metal section too, basically one bin. And they had a bunch of things that I would have loved to pick up, but I decided not to. Gives me an incentive to come back later, you know what I mean? So that's what I picked up here in Osaka. Like I said, research presentation tomorrow, and then I'm off to Kanazawa. Will I pick anything up there? I don't know, but I hope so, but we'll see. Another hotel room. This time it's in Omachi in the Nakano prefecture. So the research presentation in Osaka went well. The 2 lectures I did in Kanazawa went well. And I've spent now the last couple of days hiking in the mountains in Nakano. I stayed at a hotel in Otari, I think it was called. And now I've moved on to Omachi. And tomorrow I'm off to Tokyo to catch a flight back home. While I was in Kanazawa, I visited a local record shop called Record Jungle. They gave me a sticker. Really cool local record store in Kanazawa. Lots of genres. They had I would say kind of a small but quality filled metal section as well. They had one for vinyl, they had one for CDs, and they had a separate Japanese metal section for vinyl and a separate one for CDs as well. Great service. The people who work there speak English as well. Great place, awesome record store. If you find yourself visiting Kanazawa and you are a CD collector or a vinyl collector, it's worth checking out that shop. So I picked up a couple of CDs. This one here, this is Kickback of the Karma Music, and it's a compilation of Japanese punk, I believe. I just bought it because it would be a fun item to have in my collection. And for the fun of it, I also picked this one up here, Metal Karaoke, or Metal Karaoke, I guess. So it's karaoke versions of metal songs. So there's You Could Be Mine, there is Enter Sandman, there's Silent Lucidity, which I think is pretty cool. Smells Like Teen Spirit, metal. More Than Words, Sweet Child of Mine, Patience, lots of Guns N' Roses stuff. Living on a Prayer and Blaze of Glory and Hysteria. So this is just a fun thing to have. And the jewel case is a little bit cracked. It wasn't cracked when I bought it. This is my doing. So, you know, just to have that cleared up. Okay, I also grabbed some vinyl. So I grabbed this one here, Savage, and this is Hyperactive. I think I have seen Thomas from the Merciful Metal channel show this, and it looks cool, it looks fun. I decided to pick it up. I also grabbed a copy of this one, some AOR, Lionheart. This is Hot Tonight, with Dennis Stratton, formerly of Iron Maiden. I haven't heard this, but it's supposed to be quite good, so I decided to pick it up. Of course, I picked up some Japanese metal as well. This one here, Killer May, and this one is called Joystick. So this is Japanese glam metal, and these guys are going for depravity as their theme. It has the classic song on it. You probably can't see it, but it's Fucking with a Virgin. So yeah, they're going for sleazy, depraved stuff, and it's good fun. Nothing wrong with the music. Grabbed a copy of Vices by Kick Axe because I've heard a lot of interesting things about this album, but it's good fun. So I grabbed a copy of it. And the last record I picked up at Record Jungle is this one here. This is Impact, 70s hard rock. And what made me pick it up was this guy's mustache. So there you go, that's what I picked up at Record Jungle in Kanazawa. It's worth checking out that record store for sure. Super cool place. So there you go, this was my haul that I picked up while I was in Japan on a business trip. I don't know how I will be able to transport this home on the plane. I don't know. We'll see. For now, thanks for watching.